Welcome back to RADBMX Builds. I'm Sean, the owner of RADBMX Builds, and I thought, you know what, this is a great time to get you caught up on the current collection here in the shop. A lot has changed since the last collection video, and it seems like you guys and girls like that video content, so I'm going to show you what's going on right here, right now, April of 2023 in the shop at RADBMX Builds, so get ready. Okay, currently here in the shop we have about 25 bikes, some old school 20-inch, some new school retro 26 and 24-inch, and I'm going to go down the list and show you what these bikes are. First, I'm going to give you a quick little tour around the shop, and then we're going to pull the bikes out one by one so you can get a better look at them. Instead of just seeing them all crammed into the bike rack, you're going to get a chance to see my personal collection, and two of them are currently for sale on the website. That's the only place I sell bikes, at radbmxbuilds.com/store. Now these bikes will sometimes be for sale, sometimes I won't have any for sale, and the best way to keep up to date on what I'm selling and what I'm not, if there's anything available, is on Instagram, and that's at rad_BMX_builds. So thanks for following along on the Instagram, and thanks for subscribing here to the YouTube. All right, so enough of the admin is out of the way. I know you want to see bikes, that's why you're here. Let's check out this rad collection from RADBMX Builds. Okay, first up here in the shop, my childhood bike, a 1983 PK Ripper. And we're gonna leave this one up on the wall. If it's mounted on the wall, we're gonna leave it up there so we don't have to take it down. But this was a full refurbished, redone, repowder coated, re-decaled bike. And yes, there are some repopped parts on it, but this is my bike to replicate what I had back in the 80s when I was a teenager. Probably more what I would have wanted it to look like with the parts and components that are currently on it. So there she is, my baby, the 83 PK Ripper in baby blue and gold. So we're going to transition down the wall a little bit to the centerpiece, which is an STR, a Stu Thompson 20-inch quad angle. And again, baby blue and gold, my favorite SE colors. Pretty awesome bike, even has the Stu Thompson mushroom grips on it and fluted seat post. Like really cool looking, reminiscent of a Redline chainring. But you know, I've always wanted a quad angle, and there it is, added to the collection. And then as we slide down, the 2011 PK Ripper in baby blue and gold. Actually, this might be one of my favorite bikes. Has a Cook Brothers fluted seat post, SE seat, SE everything on this bike. But this is a 2011. I could pull this off the wall and rip on it and have no worries whatsoever. Whereas if I did that to the 83, I might worry about breaking that bike, you know, just because it's a little fragile, a little old. This bike, absolutely not. It's a stunner, it's a rider, and it's gorgeous. Okay, so that's the three hanging on the wall in the shop. Those are the only ones hanging on the wall. So now let me give you a little overall of what I got on the floor in 20-inch bikes, and then we'll pull them out one by one. We have a Haro Master, Hutch Excel, GT Performer, GT 50th Anniversary, GT Mach 1, Hutch Pro Racer, Race Inc., Kuwahara, Huffy Sigma, and then the two that are for sale, we'll go over those a little bit more later, a GT Performer and a Dyno Detour. Also in the corner, the Mongoose Mini Scoot sitting over there. And then I got a bunch of jerseys that I have hung up, a couple number plates, some Pro Neck parts for a future build, and brand new edition helmet to the collection. Pretty rad, got some Oakley goggles on it. Then we move on down, we got some merch up here. And if you're ever interested in buying merch, radbmxbuilds.com/merch. Some more jerseys. Kind of my tool pile over here. Brand new toolbox, compliments to my friend Corey. Thank you, Corey. And then Damian Fulton, the artist of Radical Rick, has drawn me these framed portraits right here. So these are one-offs. Thank you, Damian, for giving these to me. I really appreciate it. And the collector box set from Damian Fulton and Flight collaboration. And then on the wall, we got all the number plates. And we move into my skateboard deck collection because I also like skateboard decks. And then Mannequin Mike in the corner, keeping an eye on all the bikes. He's got his whole race outfit on, uni pants, Vans shoes, dyno jersey, and a helmet, of course, old skateboard deck. And then just a bunch of hats and parts for BMX bikes back here on the wall behind us. So let's pull out our first bike and give you an in-depth look at it so you can see my collection up close and personal. Let's go. Okay, up first is the pretty much 99% original 1990 Dyno Detour. Okay, I actually got this bike on eBay and swapped out only a few things like tires because the other ones that were on it were original and completely dry rotted. And I also swapped out the seat post because the other one was bent. And then I added a few things. I added some dice. These are dyno dice valve stem caps, the dice on the end of the brake cable, and I added the donuts. But that is it. Other than that, this bike is all original. It needs a little bit of a restoration, a cleanup, but this bike is currently for sale. Today is April 3rd, and it's for sale on the website at RADBMXBUILDS.com. Not sure it's gonna be there when you see this video, but that's where I sell my bikes. It has Gen 2 GT fork standers, which are super rad, and the old bubble font logo Tomahawk wheels. Just a super cool bike. All right, that's it for the 90. Let's bring out a 1992 GT Performer. Okay, this 1990 GT Performer actually has 89 decals, and that was the inspiration behind this build. I loved the colors in these decals, so I went full crazy on this build. It's from the ground up, powder coat parts, everything. This was a full custom build, and this one also is currently available on the website. That's the only two bikes that are on it right now available. But like I said earlier, a disclaimer, may not be there by the time you go and look because they usually sell pretty quick. But all right, enough. Let's check out this 1992 coin roll GT Performer. Okay, here is the GT Performer in custom purple lavender color. Amy grips, Tech 77 levers. Just a lot of attention to details on this bike. And it comes with everything you see when I sell it. GT valve stem caps, GT 3-piece Power Series cranks. That's a GT chainring I powder coated purple. GT pedals, Odyssey seat clamp, and GT seat. It does come with the frame standers and everything that you see. Show bike ready, blue gyro cables. Just an awesome, awesome bike. I love this bike, but I've had it for a while. It's time for it to move on. So it's available. If it's up there now, go get it. Let's pull out the next bike. All right, we're gonna go back in time a little bit here with this one. Next up is a bike that I actually had when it came out in 1986. Was not the cool bike, but was featured in the movie Mannequin. This is a 1986 Huffy Sigma. Iconically known for those wheel discs and gray color, the Huffy Sigma sold for only $99, and you could find it in just about any department store, Pep Boys, anything like that. Honestly, I was super mad when I got this bike, but I have so many nostalgic memories with it. When I saw one for sale, I had to grab it. So there she is in all of her glory. What a tank of a bike, poorly made, very heavy, but you know what? It's still kind of cool. This is gonna get comments. People either love or hate it, but you know what? This is part of BMX history, so what's not to love about it, right? So there she is. I have a good friend that wants to buy it off me, and that may or may not happen, but it's currently in the collection, 1986 Huffy. Okay, if you're looking for nostalgia, you're looking for memories, look no further than this next bike. It was also featured in a little movie called E.T. This is the 40th anniversary Kuwahara E.T. bike. Super cool bike though, beautiful paint, kind of a candy apple red. It's got Kuwahara engraved hubs, Dicomp MX 1000 brakes front and rear, V-bars, Kuwahara grips, gorgeous fade on the paint, Kuwahara padded seat. I did swap out the pedals with some BM7 MKS pedals. And other than that, this is 100% original as it came. Collector bike, 40th anniversary, not very many made. Very hard to come by, but there it is. Another movie bike in the collection. Let's move on to the next one. This next bike is brand new, but I swapped out a lot of parts, giving it an old school look, and I did put it in a YouTube video recently and kind of talked about that in depth. So I'm not gonna bore you with that here, but what I have now is a 20-inch Race Inc. bike, lightly modified with some bolt-on parts by RADBMXBUILDS. Let's check it out. This extremely lightweight aluminum Race Inc. 20-inch bike comes with red anodized wheels, red anodized headset and stem, red anodized rear brake, seat post clamp, just a gorgeous bike. What I did add was the chain, the sprocket, chainring, crank setup with MKS BM7 red pedals. I also added some Race Inc. pads to it, ODI mushroom grips, and a number plate. So just some simple bolt-ons to an already really cool bike. Probably one of the lightest bikes in this collection. I love the loop tails. You'll see a theme on all these bikes. I have, almost all of these bikes are loop tail bikes. I'm a little bit of a fanatic when it comes to that. It hits me in the sweet spot. So that's the 20-inch Race Inc. bike. Let's get into another rad bike. Okay, this next bike is brand new to the collection, and boy do I have plans for it. So it's mostly complete, not all the way, but I might completely redo this bike, but it's pretty rad the way it sits. This is a 1987 Hutch Pro Racer in original paint and decals. Let's check it out. I love the blue with the white. The wheels are not original to this bike. These are Skyway Tough 2s. Neither are the grips or brakes, but I think the bike's mostly original. This was also found on eBay and I bought it when I saw it. I'm really happy with the condition of it. I mean, even the color, I don't see a lot of Hutches this color, but looking at the paint, it really shows signs of it being probably an original. I did add the seat. That's not the original seat. That's a temporary till I find the one I'm looking for. Again, a loop tail bike, Hutch Pro Racer, super cool. Original cranks, spider, but that is not the original chainring either. But just a really cool bike from 1987. And when you find a cool Hutch available, you try not to pass it up. So currently I have 3 Hutches in the collection, you'll see that. But there's the 1987 Hutch Pro Racer. Moving on to the next bike, a full custom GT build. Let's pull it out. This next bike's one of my favorites. It's a 1988 GT Mach 1, and it's a full build and actually got its own YouTube video. I did an entire video about the build of this bike, and I really like it. One of my favorite race bikes in the collection. I love the way it came out, and it has some of the coolest parts on it. I just feel like it's the late 80s, and I'm riding in Huntington Beach on the beach walk, and this is the bike I pictured riding back then, and it just screams 80s beach. Let's check it out. The 1988 GT Mach 1. Let's check out the original dyno plate. We added the old Town and Country sticker on it. Got some BMX action, BMX Plus. Tech 77 lever with the cool finger grip on it. Amy grips, checkered donuts, the blue brake cable. And then the iconic Comp 3 blue gumwall tires, GT valve stem cap, the forks. These are some of my favorite GT forks out there. They're stamped on the bottom. And then the Flight GT Dyno Huntington Beach pad set matches these decals perfect. I went all out on the cranks. I did a whole video talking about what I did here, overlaying the decal at the original, adding the blue chainring bolts, just super cool touches, GT seat post, and then a checkered seat. It's like the GT drop nose seat, but with checkered on it. Come around this way, got a black GT mallet stem, GT headset dust cover, and GT 4-piece bars that are also stamped on the bottom. I don't know if I can get under there to show that to you or not. I don't know if that showed up, but really cool bars, very cool bike. Even got the Vans brake pads on it, just a little additional touch there. Yep, that's one of my favorites for sure. Just iconic 80s race bike all the way. Love having this in the collection. Very happy and fortunate to have it. Let's move on to the next GT. This next bike is brand new to the collection. This was a collaboration with Craig Turner, the son of Gary Turner, GT himself. This is a GT 50th anniversary build, but built specifically for me. My specifications, the serial number is stamped RADBMX. So this is truly a one-of-one, custom-built frame and fork set. He gave me bars, he gave me a seat post, and then I built this entire bike. If I go to Dirty Fest this month, this bike's coming with me. Let's check out the one-of-one GT 50th anniversary RADBMX Builds bike. I had it in white because I wanted to have those iconic 80s GT colors, kind of like the 85. GT grips, die-comp brakes, GT pads, 09 airflow number plate, Tongi headset, GT hubs, Sun wheels, Comp 3 style gumwall tires. That logo's beautiful. GT Power Series cranks, MKS XC3 pedals, Pro Neck power disc, Pro Neck seat post clamp, and Pro Neck stem underneath that pad. So here you can see the GT seat post, the Velo seat. We move to the back, we have die-comp brakes. You'll see a cool cable brake end right there. This is from Mr. Dice Guy, and you got him on the wheels also. These GT hubs are sick. Big shout out to Unity Ride Shop for lacing up these wheels. Did an excellent job. You come around this side, you can even see the bottom bracket in blue. Just really rad touches on this bike. I went all out on it, and I couldn't be happier with the final outcome. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I might be building another one of these in a different color. If 80s iconic white sticks out to you, what other 80s iconic color did GT do for race bikes? Think about that, and that might be the next color, but you're gonna have to wait and see. Let's pull out the next bike. Wow, if you wanna see an 80s icon, this next bike is it. On every part of this bike just screams 1987. It's even signed by the man himself. The king of skate parks, Eddie Fiola, signed this bike. That might give you a hint on what it is. It is my chrome, which is rare, 1987 GT Performer, signed by Eddie Fiola. Of course, this got its own YouTube video as well, and you can go watch that. This is a full restoration build. These are Skyway wheels. I took off the white OGKs, talked about that in the video. GT repop tires. But these are the original fork standers, original brakes, original gyro, everything else on this bike, even the levers, everything. I did put some Amy grips on it. Those are not original. And the pads are from Flight. Re-decaled it because I had to polish the frame out. But there's Eddie Fiola's signature right there. Pretty cool. Had a lot of fun doing that. Original GT cheese grater. So this is an 87 GT Performer in chrome, signed by Eddie Fiola. So happy that's in my collection. Probably one of my favorite freestyle bikes in my collection just because it's so iconic. Honestly, people love GT Performers, but there are so many of them built. Are they rare? Not really. People just love to hang on to them. Every kid saw them in the bike shop, so they're very popular and nostalgic for people. But there it is. That's mine. Everyone's got some. I have the purple one, which I'm willing to get rid of. This one, I don't know that I'm quite willing to get rid of it yet. Let's check out the next bike. This next bike's also new to the collection, recently found on eBay. I did a few things to it, and I like the way it looks. So I don't think I'm gonna do a whole lot more to it, and the color is exactly like the color on my logo. That pink magenta color, so it really couldn't be a better match. And it's a Hutch, a 1988 Hutch Excel in magenta hot pink. Super happy with this bike, the way that it looks, and then we're gonna go over a few of the parts. These are old school Skyway 6-spoke wheels, Odyssey pegs. I added the Dice valve stem cap and the brand new Kenda K55 tires, and then I scrubbed down the wheels and got rid of all the brake marks that were on them. Odyssey brakes, I added the pink Dice brake end cable there. And then this was a new old stock ACS rotor that was installed on this bike when it was built. So this was new old stock, and there's not a scuff on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Check out this paint. It is super bright, all the way down to the Hutch power disc, the SR Sakai pedals. Just a great bike. Even these platforms, if you find Excels, are usually really tore up. Perfect, absolutely smooth. This bike was very well taken care of. It's in great shape. Hutch seat post clamp and the old Hutch high caliber trick top seat. You move up here, it has the CW style mustache bars. I added my pad set to it because it looks good on there. And then the sticker, as seen in the movie Rad. How cool is that? What a marketing sticker that is. So there it is, the pink 1988 Hutch XL. Okay, this next bike up is pretty rare, very special. Only 150 ever made. It's not old, but it's a repop or a reproduction of the old Haro Team Masters. This is a 2019 one of 150 in chrome, and I got this bike only about a year and a half ago, still in the box. The owner of the bike shop had no idea it was even in the back, and I saw it, we pulled it out, it's in chrome, and when I saw the color of the decals, I had to buy it, and I got it at a decent price, so pretty happy about that. I built this bike to match the logo, and the colors are gonna show you that I think I did a pretty good job. Let me know. My 2019 Haro Team Master. Now, as you can see, I added a lot of parts. It didn't have any pink or blue parts on it. The only pink and blue it came with was the decal. So, Haro grips, added the flight checker donuts, the pink lever covers. You move down, I got the pink brake pads, pink bar or cable end on the dice there. Blue Haro tires, pink pegs, pink bash guard even, blue Mission pedals, and then we got the Colt Vans pivotal checkerboard seat. So this actually has the chrome wheels. You can't even get the chrome wheels from Haro anymore. They're now polished. So these are the chrome, just a sick wheel. Great bike, 4-piece knee saver bars, Haro Fusion stem. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous bike. I'm real happy with this bike. And a little gee whiz information for you here. I threw my decal on here because it matched. And that was my rank in the military as a Master Sergeant. And this is a Haro Master. So I thought it'd be kind of fun and a little dorky to put that on there as kind of paying homage to my military service. But because it's a Master and I was a Master Sergeant, there it is. I know, dorky, but what a cool bike. I got this bike as kind of to promote my company, RADBMXBUILDS, and I think that bike does it really well. Let me know what you think down below. Did I pull it off with the colors? You be the judge. Let's check out the next bike. Okay, this next bike is a very special bike. We're done with the 20-inch bikes, moving into the 26ers, and I'm gonna start it off with one of the best ones in my collection. Before I do that, a huge shout out to Race Inc., Cook Brothers, for helping me build this bike. I went full crazy on this bike, spared no expense. It is just absolutely smothered in Cook Brothers parts. Some you can't even get yet, but they will be available soon. So, without further ado, the 26-inch red anodized Race Inc. Cook Brothers collaboration. If you've been following the channel, you've seen the buildup of this bike. I basically alternated red and gold everywhere on here. It has Cook Brothers brakes, so that lever is a Cook Brothers lever. Anodized gold cable. Come on down, you got Cook Brothers gold headset. Anodized red wheels with gold hubs. These are the new anodized pads by Flight. We pull this open, you can see the Cook Brothers headset in there with the red anodized stem. Even alternated the colors on the washers. Custom Racing decals in gold, and we got the Welgo platform cruiser pedals. And then the stunning, beautiful Cook Brothers cranks. And I added the red washer from a set of Redline cranks in there. Gold sprocket. We come up, you got the gold Cook Brothers seat post clamp. And then the titanium Cook Brothers seat post with a Monza seat. The bars. These are Cook Brothers titanium cruiser bars. These are absolutely insane. The titanium bars and seat post on this bike weigh nothing. Absolutely amazing, and you couldn't have a stronger seat post and bars. It has the dropout armor, gold chain, and you move up to the gold Cook Brothers rear brake. Absolutely stunning quality. This bike is gorgeous. Thank you again, Race Inc. I think I built one of the best 26-inch race bikes that I've ever built. I had a good time building this bike. Took me a little while to get all the parts. Absolutely my lightest cruiser. I can't wait to ride this out on the track. So get ready, maybe Dirty Fest. If I go, the bike's going. We'll see you there. Next bike is another awesome build. Okay, this next bike's real special. It's a racing 26-inch in bubblegum pink. It's got a lot of Night Bike Company polished parts and Cook Brothers parts. Let's check it out. It has the CW style mustache bars you can see right off the bat with the Cook Brothers lever. And then we come around to the stem, and this is a polished roughneck stem with the brand new Botima headset, which is really rad. Some of the highest quality headset you can get, matched up to the very nice Botima forks and Rhino Light wheels and the box tires. Really cool. This pink is absolutely gorgeous. And you come down to the chrome 3-piece cranks and the Night Bike Co. spider and sprocket. And that is a Cook Brothers oil slick chain, which goes so good with this color of bike. And it's got the dropout armor coming up to the Cook Brothers V-brake on the back. And we'll swing around, you can see the Cook Brothers fluted seat post and polished Night Bike Co. seat post clamp. What a gorgeous bike. This bike is one of my best riding bikes as a cruiser. Couldn't be happier with that bike. Super lightweight, super rad, just a fun bike to ride. This one might be available soon on the website, so make sure you're following the Instagram if you're interested in this bike, because when I decide to put it up for sale, I will post on Instagram to tell you to go over to the website where you can buy it. This next bike is real special, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a 2017 Hutch XL26 serial number 1. This is number 1 coming off the line that year, and it is just completely flooded with authentic Hutch parts. You're gonna see a lot of these newer Hutches, but they are rocking like redline cranks, just random parts. This one, all Hutch parts, which makes it extremely rare aside from the serial number. Let's check out this bike, one of my absolute favorites. I can't believe it's in my collection. Happy to have it. I wanna share it with you. Let's check it out. Let's start right up front here with the Hutch grips. And I got some donuts. They kind of have that star motif to match a little bit. Die-comp brake levers, Hutch Pro Racer bars, Hutch pads. Awesome cable I found for it and put that on there. Come on down, we got some black high flange sealed bearing hubs, cool wheels, kind of that Comp 3 knobby tire. Hutch headset, which is super cool, love that. And if we scoot over, we can see that this has got a Hutch deep H cut stem. And then here's the money right here. Hutch pedals, Hutch cranks. I mean, you just can't find those. They're so expensive if you can. Just really got lucky when I got this bike that it had those on there. Hutch seat post clamp, Hutch seat post. That's a Velo seat. There's the Hutch stamping on the brake bridge. Another loop tail for the collection. Honestly, I could just stare at this part right here all day long because you just don't see a lot of Aerospeed Hutch cranks and the Hutch Bear Trap pedals. So there's my Hutch, serial number 1, flooded with Hutch parts. Love this bike. No, I don't want to get rid of it. A lot of people, every time I post this, are like, how much is that? I want to buy it, sell it to me. Not for sale. I don't anticipate this one going up for sale. If I had to start selling my big wheel bikes, this one's definitely not going up there first, second, or third. If I ever had to sell it, I'd probably end up selling all the other ones first because this one's sticking around. I love my Hutches, but this next bike you're gonna like. Let's check it out. Okay, this next bike's a pretty recent build. This is a new SE OM Flyer in 26, and I did a lot of custom parts on it, and we'll go over those in a minute. I just want to tell you, I built one just like this for Bike List, and that bike sold. But I liked it so much, I wanted to build another and keep it and add a few other touches. So let's check out mine. Okay, lots of cool extra parts added to this bike. Let's start up top with the baby blue Mission grips, the flight pads and donuts, and the die-comp lever. Then I added the Power Wing SE bars, and then it got a cup holder. I mean, this was my beach bike when I lived in Newport Beach. Even got the gold bell on it for the bike trail. Had to carry my cup with me. So yeah, those are on there. Those are just fun add-ons. I also added the baby blue brake cable. And as we move down, you see the landing gear forks, and then these are Haro gold high flange sealed bearing hub wheel sets with the dice, of course, to match. And then the Bozak tires, which I kept from the original. And you move down, the pads look so good on this bike. Added a gold seat post and a Velo seat in baby blue. Added some gold pedals. No, I didn't add gold SE pedals because I already had these. I mean, if I didn't have these, I would have bought the SE pedals, but they're a perfect match, so who cares? So guess what I added was the wheels, the brakes, the seat post, the seat, the pedals, the pads, bars, grips, bell, and cup holder. But there it is. There's the 26-inch SE OM Flyer. Every SE bike I have is baby blue. I should get all 4 of these SE bikes together for a photo because that's the best color combo, in my opinion. Not that that matters much, but I like it. Cool bike, rides amazing. That's why I rode it at the beach all the time. Just an awesome bike. Okay, this next one's a biggie. I did a YouTube video about it, and it is stunning to look at. Let me get it, put it on the stand so you can see it. Okay, next up is the brand new limited edition 26-inch Monza in white and gold. Thank you, Monza BC, for sending me this bike. I couldn't wait to get it because I wanted to do some upgrades to it. Maybe not upgrades, custom touches to it that just give it a little bit different look than everyone else's. And I see by you other Monza owners, you're kind of going the same route I did, and that's pretty cool. Let's check out this gorgeous, gorgeous 26-inch Monza in white and gold. Okay, right from the start, if you're familiar with these bikes, you're gonna see some subtle, awesome changes. And that is, I put a gold stem on it. It came with a silver. And I put white tires on it. It came with black. And then I put some different pedals on here. I put a different seat post clamp. It came with a white one. I put a fluted gold seat post. Came with a silver one. And I got some custom valve stem caps from Mr. Dice Guy. Thank you so much. Dude's always coming in solid with those custom touches. This bike is gorgeous. It comes with Tongi grips, comes with Dicomp Bulldog brakes. Just a stunning bike. I mean, I love white on a bike. It's just so awesome. Is it gonna get dirty? Absolutely. Is it gonna get ridden? 100%. But I gotta love it while I can in this pristine, gorgeous, snow white color. Just love everything about that bike. Monza, killing it. Go check them out, monzabc.com if you want a bike. They have some of the best quality bikes. All the tubing on this is made by Tongi. So essentially you're getting a Tongi bike also when you go get a Monza. They come in 26, they come in 24s. They have some awesome bikes. Speaking of the 24s, that's what's coming up next. I can't wait to show you this bike. It's not done yet, but I'm gonna show it to you here. I wasn't gonna reveal this till it was finished. It's gonna be finished any day now. So you know what? What the heck? I'm gonna show it to you right now, the Monza 24. Let's check it out. I was gonna keep this one under wraps, but I just can't keep a secret anymore. I'm not in the military any longer. I don't need to keep secrets. If you're watching my YouTube channel right now, thank you. Thank you. And that's what you get, is to see very first before anybody else some of these custom builds that I don't really reveal until they're finished. But this bike should be finished this week. Today is Tuesday. By Friday, this should be 100% done. All I'm waiting on is decals and pads. Pads are already on their way. They've already been shipped. Decals, I don't know where they're at. They're already done. I'm just waiting for them to finally show up, and then I can reveal to the world this bike. You're gonna see it first. Not totally finished. This bike comes from Monza white with gold parts, black tires. So now I'm gonna reveal to you what it looks like after a little bit of a customization by me at RADBMXBUILDS and give you kind of an idea of the direction I'm going with this bike. Enough talking, let's do a reveal. This is the Monza 24-inch that comes white and gold. I went full on beach look with the blue and white, added the Amy Unitron grips, checkered donuts, the 09 flow plate, blue brake cable, silver brakes, Added the 24-inch blue gumwall Comp 3 style tires, the blue dice, and then we moved back here and I got rid of the gold pedals and the gold chainring, added silver pedals, silver chainring, and then I added the blue Monza seat that is available through Monza, just an awesome accent piece. Silver V-brakes on the back, just gorgeous white Skyways, something about a pristine white bike that just pops. So now the blue pads are going to be the perfect match to the seat. They're going to be blue with that same lightning bolt. So picture that pad, stem pad, and bar pad. And I'm not going to tell you what the decals are going to look like until I get them. You're just going to have to wait to see what those are going to look like. When I do a reveal, once they're installed on this bike, I think you're really going to like it. So what do you think? Totally cool? Totally rad? Comment down below, let me know, because I love this bike. By far, one of my favorites, super cool, and I'm not even done with it yet. So very soon, you'll see it on Instagram. Now let's check out this next bike. You're gonna like it. If you just watched the last video, you know what it is. Let's show off this really cool, full custom, sponsored build. Let's show you what I got next. Man, these bikes just keep coming, but don't worry, the end is near. Only 2 or 3 more bikes to show you, and you don't want to leave. You don't want to miss it, because the next couple bikes are saving some of the best for last, definitely not least. Now, this bike right here is a Haro collab that I did with Damian Fulton, the artist of Radical Rick, and had sponsors like Night Bike, Flight, and Wes, Mr. Dice Guy. So without those people, this couldn't be possible. And I have to give a huge shout out to my best friend Jason for the decals. You killed it. Every one of you that helped on this project, thank you. Now let's show the world, if you didn't watch the last video, this brand new 24-inch Radical Rick Haro. This bike looks nothing like the Haro 24-inch Radical Rick bike that you would buy from them. I completely stripped it down, repowder coated it, and swapped out just about every single part that would have came on this bike. We'll start up top with the Radical Rick donuts on Amy grips, box lever, Odyssey slick cable, brake cable, dyno plate with all the sponsors, fresh powder coat, Haro decals, and then we have some chrome hoops that I added to it. Mr. Dice Guy gave us some Radical Rick dice for the valve stem. I added red Comp 3 gumwall tires. Then we'll come around to the Night Bike's roughneck stem. These are Tongi chrome bars. The pads from Flight, the Radical Rick comic strip pads. Thank you, Aaron at Flight. And then we got the Night Bike Starfighter sprocket, Redline 3-piece Flight cranks, MKS BM7 pedals, and then the Night Bike seat post clamp and an SE Blitz seat. Even all the way back here, the Dice Guy hooked me up with the cable end for the brake, and of course the valve stem, and I added a white and chrome chain to top it off. So there it is, the red and white Radical Rick bike. Man, this next bike took me some time, some finagling, but I finally got it where I want it. This next bike is a very special ground up project that I built about a year ago, but only recently got it completely dialed in. Let's show you the next bike. Okay, this next bike's special, and here's why. In 1987, when I went into the bike shop, there was a 1987 Dyno Comp sitting on top of the glass case, all black. I loved that bike. I still have such a fond memory of it, but I wanted to build one, and I can't find one out there that's worth the money they want for it that's actually rideable. So what did I do? When Dyno came out with the 24-inch, I thought that's a good platform, a foundation, if you will, to build my childhood 87 Dyno Pro Comp. So I did. I went full on with this, no budget. I wanted to replicate it the best I can, but in a 24-inch. And what did I result in? A one-off, one-of-one, full custom from the ground up, 1987 in a 24-inch. Although this is a 2021 bike, you wouldn't know it by looking at it, and I'm not gonna make you wait any longer. Let's check out this replica 24-inch 87 Dyno Pro Comp Team model. Now it's a full custom build. So Dyno Pretzel BMX bars on the cruiser, Tech 77 locking levers, Dyno donuts, Amy grips, mallet stem, Odyssey gyro. None of these bikes come with a gyro. Dicomp front brake. They don't come with front brakes. Fork standers, 24-inch Skyways, GT valve stem caps, black axle nuts just to keep it murdered out, all new decals, and then the all black GT Power Series 3-piece cranks, GT power disc and chainring, black and chrome chain, black frame standers, black V-brake with the black and yellow pad to kind of match the bike a little bit, double clamp seat post, drain pipe seat post, and dyno seat. This is as close as you're gonna get to an 87 Dyno Pro Comp using a newer 24-inch dyno platform. You know these bikes come in red, and honestly, I think it's ugly. I didn't like it one bit, actually, the way it looked when it came out. So I built this bike. I sent a photo of it to Dave Volker. He gave me the thumbs up, seal of approval. This is the way it should have been done, honestly, boys and girls. GT dyno should be making them look like they did back then, but more rideable for us now. Just my humble opinion. All right, that's it for that bike. And now I'm gonna finish it off with a bike unlike any other bike in my collection. This is the last bike. Hang in there. I'm gonna show you this one last bike and then close out this video. So let me get it. It's another full custom build. Couldn't be happier with it. Super rad bike to ride. If you don't have one, I'm gonna tell you how to get one. So let me pull that one out next. If you've been following along, you know that I have built several custom Zeus eBMX bikes. These are a 24-inch electric bike that I've done several full custom builds on, and I'm gonna link Zeus down below. If you want one of these, you can get a big discount using RADBMXBUILDS in there as a discount code. Let's go over this bike. It is a full custom powder-coated neon yellow bike that I did my own splatter paint job on using neon pinks, blues, greens, oranges, kind of cool. Here's where I went crazy. I did the Amy grips. These are GT Performer bars, GT mallet stem, and then the SE Bozak gumwall tires, neon yellow dice on there because, you know, I'm addicted to these dice things for looks. And then I put an MCS chainring, GT platform pedals, black and chrome chain. Yeah, the bike's really dirty. I ride it a lot. And then underneath this seat are all the electronics, and then this is the battery. So that's why it looks like that. It's incredibly comfortable, incredibly capable. I've been riding this bike for about a year now and just jumping it, working this bike to death, and I've had zero issues. Put my cell phone right here, got the bell for the trails if I need it, and that bike is just a blast to ride. And you can get these at Zeus Bikes, but I encourage you to use my link and save yourself some money. If you want one of these, go get one. You will not regret it. They come in an 1100, a 750, and a 250. All at different price points, all with different range and different power. I've had 1100s. This is a 250. I haven't had a 750 yet. Just go research them. See what's best for you at Zeus Bikes. Okay, that's the last of the bike. But if you want some merch, I got hats, hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, whatever you might need, I have it at radbmxbuilds.com/merch. And if you haven't done so already and you're still here, please subscribe to the channel. That helps me grow. That's really the best way to support us here at RADBMXBuilds. Thank you again. I hope you like the collection. Give it a thumbs up on your way out. We'll see you in the next video. And as always, stay rad.